You're listening to the Unnamed Podcast with your host, Midnight Lunatic. Available on Anchor.fm.
Welcome back, Midnight Crew, and welcome to Episode 3 of Unnamed Podcast. Today, we got some interesting topics to talk about today. But before that, notice how I said Midnight Crew. Do you guys like that name? I like it. I think it might stay. Fight me over it. If you guys have a better name, let me know. Also want to say thank you to everyone that is still listening to this podcast. Most of the followers and listeners that I have are going to be my family members. I appreciate you guys taking time out your day. Big shout out to you guys. I love you guys. Hope you guys are still staying safe out there. Also want to be bringing you a new segment in this series. It's going to be Interesting Fact of the Day. Are you guys ready to hear Interesting Fact number 1 for the first time on the Unnamed Podcast? Are you guys ready? I don't think you guys are ready. Well, the first fun fact is, the man who invented pop-up ads has apologized to the world for creating one of the internet's most hated forms of advertising. Yes. The guy who invented pop-up ads has apologized for creating the most annoying thing on the internet. I am so sick of having to watch ads every time I go on a website, I watch a video, TV. Like, it's so annoying. I don't like them, and I'm glad, and I accept the guy who invented these pop-ups apology, but at the same time, it is not taking the damn things away. I need them gone. But yes, guys, that was fun fact of the day, number 1. So, without further ado, let's get right into the topics. So, starting with sports, the Tokyo Olympics are now postponed due to the COVID-19 virus. The Summer Olympics would have been started on July 24th and ended on August 9th of this year, but are now scheduled to be held on July 23rd, 2021. The International Olympic Committee, they met on Monday to make that decision. The Paralympic Games were also scheduled to start that day and will now take place between August 24th and September 5th of next year also. So both Olympics are now postponed due to this virus. On the topic of sports, WrestleMania was this past weekend and I watched it. I don't know about you guys, but I sure watched it. So it took place this year for the first time without an audience, and it took place on 2 separate nights. It was hosted on Sunday and on Saturday. It was a very unique one, and a lot of fans, just like me, will always remember this one. I won't give any spoilers, but for those that did watch it, which part did you enjoy more, part 1 or part 2? And which ones were your favorite matches? If you had a favorite match, favorite matches, a favorite night, let me know. Also, who were you most excited about winning or losing? I'll tell you mine in just a second. But I definitely want to talk about that Undertaker and AJ Styles Boneyard match. Oh man, that was amazing. So it took place in a graveyard, which a lot of you may know if you guys watched it. And it was the main event spot on the first night. And just to see the Undertaker return as the American badass we all know and love from back then, and the match was done in a cinematic fashion, it added a bit more of a touch to the match. I was excited about it all the way through. I was on the edge of my seat. It was incredible. But on the other hand, on night 2, the John Cena versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt, that match, man, that was a weird one. That was a weird one to watch. I had a hard time following what was going on most of the time. I kind of got a little confused halfway through. Didn't really know what was happening. I was like, is this the match? Is this like a skit? Like, what am I watching here? To me, a lot of fans were talking about it. They're interested in it. But for me, I was a little disappointed. it wasn't really the match that I enjoyed. It's very weird. It just wasn't the typical John Cena WrestleMania moment, I guess. You know, John Cena's had many WrestleMania matches before, and this wasn't the first time that John Cena and Bray Wyatt faced off in a WrestleMania match, and it was, I don't know, it was so weird. But that Undertaker match, man, I mean, the cinematics, the music, just the way it was all laid out, it was amazing. And I feel like the creativity of the John Cena and Bray Wyatt match was there, but I don't see what they were trying to do there. I don't see it. You know, I felt like they could have gone a whole different direction with it, and which would have made it 10 times better. But instead, we were kind of left with, you know, like that's it. That was a match. Like that's the end. So it kind of just, I wouldn't say it was a worse match, but definitely one on the lower ends of it. I would give that one about a 4 out of 10. The creativity was there, but I just felt like they left a lot of things out. That Undertaker match, man, I have to give that one a 10 out of 10. I mean, that was, if I quote, phenomenal. So on night 2, the main event for that one was the Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre match. Oh man, I so wanted to see Brock lose that title. I really did. I was really hoping for it. And I guess this is the only spoiler I'm going to give. It happened. Brock lost the championship to Drew McIntyre. That made up for the whole night 2. For me, my favorites were night 1. I felt like the matches were better played out. I mean, don't get me wrong. Night 2, that whole Edge and Randy Orton match, that was unbelievable. You know, it had a good storyline to it. It was very emotional and just kind of heartbreaking in a way. I mean, you can see it in the wrestlers' faces. They really expressed their feelings towards each other in that match. It was crazy. You have to watch it. You have to watch it. Even if you're not a fan of wrestling, you have to watch at least that match, because it was like, wow. Like, it really took you back to like the old school wrestling days. It was pretty good. That one I also have to give, a 10 out of 10 for that one. But overall, this year's WrestleMania, I give a 7 out of 10. There was a lot of boring times in matches. I mean, the whole thing alone was weird without an audience, but I think they handled it well as they could have for what they had to work with. And I'm not mad at that. They still gave us a show that left us, I guess you can say, thrilled. So this year's WrestleMania, I would give a 7 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think. What would you guys rate it? Let me know what your favorite matches are. Let me know. So, changing the topics, have you guys heard of the Corona beer? Well, it seems like they are going to be stopping the brewing of the Corona beer. Mexico's Grupo Modelo said on Thursday, April 2nd, that it will temporarily stop brewing Corona beer and other brands exported to 180 countries after its business activities was declared non-essential under a government order. I don't know about you, but that's my favorite beer. I like my Modelo, my Corona, and without those, it's like, what can I drink now? I really don't like to drink other beers. They don't taste the same. But I guess I'm just going to have to branch out a little bit more and expand my horizons, I guess. But the Mexican government declared a health emergency and ordered the suspension of all non-essential activities as the number of virus cases in the country surpassed 1,500. And I guess for us fans of that whole beer group, I guess we're just going to have to branch out and find a new one for the time being. We don't know how long this, pandemic is going to last, but man, I need my beer. I need my beer. But oh well, we'll see what happens. And they did pledge its total commitment to slowing down the spread of the coronavirus. So we'll see what happens. But I'm kind of bummed out about that. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. What beer do you guys like? What beer do you recommend me trying? Let me know. So, have you guys heard the Drake song that just came out? It's called Tootsie Slide? Or Toosie Slide? I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. But, came out April 3rd. It's from his upcoming album that he is, I guess, still working on. If you guys haven't checked it out, and you're a fan of him, go check it out. Maybe you already heard it. It's kind of viral right now. I mean, it's being played on TikTok everywhere. I see TikTok videos everywhere, and I hate TikTok as it is. And just to see these videos everywhere of them dancing to the song that Toosie Slide or whatever the hell it's called, it annoys me. I don't like it. I never got into the whole TikTok phase, and it annoys me. But Drake also revealed plans to make his upcoming album shorter in length than the Scorpion album. And that album consisted of 25 songs at the time. So he's saying that it's going to be shorter than that. And he did an interview about his album at a basketball game. And I'll let you guys hear that now.
Well, my last album was high volume. I had this sort of Notorious B.I.G. put this album out, and the ratio of songs versus just important songs was so incredible that I wanted to set a challenge for myself. You know, I mean, I hate to age myself, but I've been doing this like 10 plus years as well. So sometimes you just
We've been doing this for 30. You're still young.
Sometimes you got to set like a little target goal for yourself just to keep it interesting. So last album I went high volume. I did two sides. It was like 20 something songs, which is a lot of songs. This album I'll probably make it a more realistic offering, something more concise. But yeah, you know, anywhere, whatever you want. You know, it could be 10, 11 songs.
So you got to just feel it. When you feel it, you'll know, right?
Yeah, I also do like a lot of different types of music, so it's tough to make it like a 7-song album or something like that. You know, but yeah, you know, I'm having a lot of fun right now making music.
So if you're a fan of Drake, be excited. He's coming out with a new album. That means new music coming out for you guys to listen to. I'm not a big fan of Drake, but there are some songs of his that I like. You know, they're decent. But for me, Drake is one of those artists where I'm like, not a big fan of, but a lot of people seem to like him. So I thought I'd let you guys know that he came out with a new song and is working on his upcoming album. So, before we get into the last topic, let's talk for a bit. How you guys doing? What's the weather like today? Are you guys having a good day? Are you guys having a bad day? What are you guys' plans right now? What's your plan for the week? What's your plans for tomorrow? What'd you do yesterday? Let me know. Let's have a discussion about this. Let's talk. How you feeling? You feeling sick? Are you healthy? Do you got enough snacks and food? Have you done your spring cleaning for the 1,000th time already? Because I sure know I have. What have you guys been up to? Let's talk. Let me know. Right before I started recording this podcast, I cleaned my entire bathroom. I was like, man, I got nothing else better to do. Might as well clean the bathroom. So that's what I did. Put on some music and started cleaning. It's pretty much what I do on a regular basis now. I just turn on some music, start cleaning. I mean, I got nothing else better to do at this time. So, the moment you guys all been waiting for. The big topic of today's podcast. Disney is getting shut down. This is a big one. Everyone's a fan of Disney. Everyone knows the name Disney. They're starting to shut down, guys. So the Walt Disney Company last Thursday said it would begin to furlough employees whose jobs aren't necessary at this time. This entertainment giant has been devastated by the COVID-19 pandemic, which has started its theme parks, cruise lines, and retail stores. It's also halted its film and TV productions and delayed its movie release of Mulan. The furloughing process begins on April 19th. So employees still have a little bit of time to try to figure out what they're going to do. Disney still has times to figure out what they're going to do. And Disney, which is one of the biggest employers in the Los Angeles area, did not say how many people would be out of work because of this. And the company also does not specify which departments would be affected. So no one really knows for sure whose jobs is going to be affected. And the Disney representatives did not respond to the request for comment. So literally right now, for all we have, we don't know what's going to happen with these employees. But we do know that Disney will start shutting its doors in several locations. So last week, the company said that Disneyland in Anaheim and the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando will remain closed until further notice. Disneyland and Disney World both have been shuttered since mid-March. That's when government officials began issuing stricter orders to slow down the spread of the virus, putting thousands of people out of work. So far, the Disney employees have received full pay and benefits during the closures, so that's a good thing. Disney has committed to paying workers through April 18th. So they're still getting paid for being shut down, which is a good thing. And I'm pretty sure Disney can afford it. I mean, they're kind of the biggest company in the world right now. They're one of them. They're one of them. They can afford it. So it's good to see that they're still paying workers. So in an article, Disney quotes, "With no clear indication of when we can restart our businesses, we're forced to make the difficult decision to take the next step and furlough employees whose jobs aren't necessary at this time." Disney also stated that those affected by the program will remain Disney employees during the duration of the furlough period. The company also promised full healthcare benefits and will cover the cost of employee premiums. So, I guess Disney will be meeting or have already met to discuss what exactly they're going to be doing and what's going to happen with these employees. But as of right now, all those employees that are affected by closures are getting paid and still getting their benefits. Only time can tell when Disney will reopen the doors, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But this is pretty big. It's a big news. I mean, we all know that Disney is one of the places that many, many, many people go to. And I'm pretty sure that Disney is being really affected by this. But, I mean, it's got to be done. You know, a lot of businesses are feeling the effects of it right now. And Disney was just one of those that were affected. But what are you guys' comments on that? I mean, that's pretty big. That's some big news right there. We'll see. It can get better. It can get worse. We'll see what goes on. I'm hoping to see stores up and running and things going back to normal I'm hoping by mid-month of next month. You know, sometime next month, I'm hoping. You know, all of us that are unemployed right now can't stay unemployed for long. You know, even with this stimulus bill check coming, I mean, a lot of us still have other bills to pay, and $1,200 isn't gonna help us for, 3-4 months. It's not gonna last very long. So I'm hoping. I myself have been looking for other jobs that I can do in the meantime to make me a little bit extra money, but so far, nothing good. I know I said last episode that I was going to file for unemployment if something was to happen, and I had to file for unemployment. I had no other choice, and it happened. So currently, I am filed for unemployment at this time, which means that I got more time to be making podcasts for you guys. So I'm still working on the schedule for this podcast. Hopefully I get one soon. Let me know what you guys' thoughts on there are. I mean, there was a lot of topics to talk about in this one, and some of them were really cool to talk about. You know, WrestleMania was amazing. You know, there were some matches in there were a little but the majority of the matches were very decent. You know, Drake's new song, you know, the Tokyo Olympics getting postponed, the Modelo Beer Company, they're getting closed. They're going to stop developing their beer, you know, putting it out there in the public. And Disney, I mean, they're getting shut down. So, man, it's a whole different world we're living right now. It's some dark times, but I'm here to let you guys know that you guys aren't alone. We're all in this together. And if you guys are feeling the very hard effects from this and you guys want someone to talk to, reach out to me. I am here to talk to you guys if you guys are feeling depressed, if you guys just want to chit chat, if you guys want some advice, just come to me. I'll help you out. I'll give you a helping hand. And with that, it is time to say goodbye. This is your host, Midnight Lunatic. And until next time, guys, stay safe.